the faction Vasyl Gatsko. We are going to talk about the campaign to clear the Kyiv, to clean Kyiv of the illegal advertisement and commercials. Dear friends, good morning to all of you. I would like to remind you of the objectives of the Democratic Alliance in the Kyiv branch to clean the Kyiv of the illegal advertisement. I believe it's worthwhile to repeat all that, though you know about it already, to clarify our motivations in this campaign, what we were doing in the sphere of the outdoor advertisement in Kyiv, a billboard. First of all, we believe Kyiv to be a European city, and accordingly we rely upon, that, the image of the capital city of European state must be, respectively organized. We are actually act against the outdoor billboards and advertisement. We are talking about 40% of illegal of all the billboards, whatever shape or form of advertisement takes place in the streets of Kyiv, on the walls of the buildings, etc., etc. So if you are talking about the illegal advertisement and billboard, if we dismantle those, the Kyiv will acquire much more European image than it has now. We also are for the following, that the costs for those advertisements, which are, outdoor advertisement, go to the city budget, but not to the pockets of the shadow, let's say, business. We are talking about this advertisement that all of that, we proceed from the fact that all the billboards, all the advertisements have been permitted to be installed, but not legally, but not officially, but by some of the officials themselves. We are talking about the loss of the budget of the city, about 200 million hryvnia per year. So I would like to make the market of the outdoor advertisement in the capital city of Kyiv, as well as in any other civilized country, be competitive to a maximum extent, so to have no privileges to certain companies which are more closer to the powers that be than the other ones, and the objectives we set before ourselves in short-term and long-term ones. They also include the respective competitive rules and regulations for the outside or outdoor advertisement. Since in the period of time which elapsed after our last meeting here, we were talking about our attitude towards the city municipal, authorities, Vasyl Gatsko as mayor, and we emphasized that Vasyl Gatsko and their faction, the Kyiv Council, UDAR, had to support the Democratic Alliance campaign to set up the temporary commission to verify the actions of the Kyiv administration, trying to find out whether there is some criminal actions or, let's say, corruption involved. Our requirement, our demand actually was fulfilled regarding the temporary commission by being established or set up by the Kyiv Council. This decision was approved during one of the latest or the last meetings and sessions of the Kyiv Council. However, Klitschko feared that this commission be headed or even include some member of the Democratic Alliance, so he did everything possible to avoid that, and the majority of the members of that commission are members of the UDAR, or the strike faction or party, but we still have enough instruments and tools to exercise control over the sphere of outdoor advertisement in the Kyiv city. So our target is not to do it ourselves, but to involve maximum number of the Kyiv citizens in that campaign. And we started this public campaign to clean or to clear the Kyiv from the illegal advertisement and billboards, whatever else. So we started today the work of an online platform by which the Kyiv citizens can actually visit the site and leave specific photos with the addresses, accurate addresses, and we'll try to use our tools and the possibilities to verify whether those have legal or illegal, and if they're illegal, to make it happen. I mean, to dismantle those or to take them away. You see the name of our site, Kyiv.org, and we believe that the city clean from the illegal advertisement and its image will depend very much upon the contribution made by each of the citizens of the Kyiv. So we would like to call upon Kyivites to take the responsibility on themselves and to clear the city of that advertisement. Within the framework of our campaign, we already received over the 10 last days, we received some specific proposals from the citizens, and sometimes we find very interesting objects there. We are going to talk now about Bessarabka market, and we actually took this specific project as the focus of our attention. Why Bessarabka market? First of all, because this project is a communal community, it belongs to all of us, to the territorial community. Number two, the Bessarabka market is very close to the Kyiv top officials, the head of the Kyiv councils, and councils, his deputies, etc., etc. So we send the specific inquiries, and we receive the replies and the answers, which say that this market, this actually structure, bore or carried at least several billboards which didn't have any official permission for being placed there. So if you're talking about the communal services, the Kyiv Reklama communal service in particular, dismantled some of those, and here in this photo you can see the process of the dismount, the assembly of the multimedia screen. We understand this is not a blackboard, the slogan on the pole, and they could not just glue it to that building. So in order to install this screen, they had to be part of the conspiracy, let's say, or the plot with some of the officials from Kyiv Council. So we took this story and put it in the focus of attention of the public, and we are going to further, let's say, develop or elaborate on that topic, waiting for new information to come. Just over 1 year period of time, you're talking about one structure which belongs to communal community, communal ownership. So because of that, the Kyiv budget did not receive or lost about 300,000 hryvnia. You see this. There is a special tariff, of course, per square meter, the taxes, respective taxes, you understand, within the span of 13 months, I repeat myself, almost 300,000 hryvnia were lost for the Kyiv city budget. That means that this money was received by somebody else. We understand now that the fact that some of the specific buildings belong to communal ownership and carry some illegal, let's say, unallowed advertisement without official permission. I mean, there is some grounds for that. It means that some of the leaders of the communal services allowed to do that or permit to do that, and specifically the officials from the Kyiv state administration from specific departments give their consent to the respective, or they actually give the order to dismantle. And the fact that they do not dismantle those structures means only one thing, that somebody is very much interested in not doing that. A kind of delay and the refusal to do that means or testifies to the fact that this specific official is materially interested, I mean money-wise interested, not to do that.
We took several other sites of not only communal but as well of public property, and we understand that to start fighting corruption in Kyiv should start from the authorities, state authorities, agencies, and this is the answers to our requests of related to Ukrainsky Dім, and the address is Krещатик second building, and you know that here is the this is not looks like capital of Ukraine something, and of course this event is not that great that these great banners should be placed here at the facade. It's 435 square meters, and we understand that this building is in the ownership of the state administration and the presidential office. So we approach the top management for them to explain how such structures of several hundred square meters could be placed at the state property. This is the answer on our request concerning Kazatsky Hotel. This building belongs to the Ministry of Defense today, and you understand that in a row of years as well we have outdoor advertising here. No permits have been registered, and historically this place is historical, and here the tents of Democratic Alliance have been placed. So it's not for the first time that this advertising appeared here. This is again the state-owned building and state-owned agency, and of course we must start fighting against outdoor advertising, illegal outdoor advertising from the public agencies. So we approach the governmental offices, agencies, and ask them to pour any light on why these illegal advertisements appears at the state-owned building. And this is comfort zone number 1. This is a central city, central part, central spot of the city, and the area of any outdoor advertising should not be more than 2 square meters here. Here we have 122 square meters. So we not only concentrated on communal and state-owned building, but we took another segment, and we are speaking here on the construction sites. We know that we have more than 100 of them in our city, and the territory of such construction sites, they place various advertisements. There could be billboards, that could be fences that used. We took only one person. This is a Kyiv Council deputy Maxim Mitas, Udar party, and his company Ukrbud is involved in 30 construction sites in Kyiv, in Nikolska, Slobodska, and the local community acts against this construction. So according to our very timid calculations, we checked 12 sites that are constructed by Ukrbud in Kyiv recently, and we got to a conclusion that, and again, we could be mistaken here only with the meters, square meters. It is only for 12 sites of Ukrbud. City budget should have been replenished with 12 million hryvnia. But if you look in the lower side of this slide, this is the answer of Kyiv Reklama, and Kyiv Reklama it is it was planned to have 30,000 hryvnia only, according to their plans, to get from the outdoor advertising with the use of fences area. Migadas has around 30 sites in Kyiv. It gives us something like 4 million hryvnia a year. If we are speaking about all the sites, we may say that we are losing several dozens million of hryvnia in Kyiv, and we were speaking about the zero tolerance in sense of corruption. Then we suggest that Vitaly Klitschko start from himself in all the areas, starting with the outdoor advertising placed by his deputies and his developers. So we have been focused today on the communal and state-owned buildings and sites, but we will go further on. We understand that it could not be, in case of Bessarabka market, could not be without any permission that this screen, huge screen, be placed. So we even have the article in our criminal code. So we now have next step. We are about to approach police. We are gathering response to our requests to Kyiv City Council to understand who and what official ignored our demand to get rid of this illegal outdoor advertising. As for the state-owned buildings, I mentioned Український дім, Hotel Kozackiy at Independence Square. We again understand that they do not have any permits. They place advertising at the buildings listed, and we would like that the governmental agencies give us documentation and all the grounds or justification of their economical activity in the field of outdoor advertising. And once again, this is not just a mere constatation of a fact that the city budget lost within several years great money because they didn't pay for advertising in construction sites, advertising on the fences to such construction sites. And once again, we approach them and demand to recover the financial damages to the city because they ignored payment for such advertising. I believe that several dozen million hryvnia is not that small amount for the city budget, so it will be a great opportunity for Vitaly Klitschko to demonstrate that his deputies from Solidarity faction and Udar faction, they are involved in anti-corruption activity. As for our demands, we had a briefing on the second half of February, and we announced that we asked at that time, and now we demand, because we have a lot of facts and figures in hand. We demonstrate them in our publications. Stop stealing money, and we understand that this area is greatly corrupted today. We understand that this is the only one opportunity to stop corruption here and now, because in January, to my understanding, Kyiv City Council approved a regulation that children catering in schools will be covered, among other, with the money that are injected into city budget from the outdoor advertising. Once again, the city that survived Maidan, revolution and everything, we could not be tolerant to these facts I mentioned here. We demand that in the city outdoor advertising area be put into law and order, and of course, first of all, we must disassemble illegal structures, advertising structures. According to our estimate, something like 40% of advertising is illegal in Kyiv, having no permits, or the format and shape of this advertising is not in line with the regulations. They do not pay to the city budget, they pay to corrupted officials. And 3, we demand that today Kyiv citizens should have an opportunity to monitor and to run monitoring over advertising, outdoor advertising, in sense of legal nature of such advertising. We demand from Vasyl Gatsko to publish transparently all the data on this advertising, and they promise it for months to us now that this will be in open access, this information will be accessible to anybody, and these are our easy demands. But we understand as well that we could not expect that Klitschko will be happy to clean the city out of this illegal advertising, and we undertake to continue our monitoring to uncover corruptive actions in these corruptive steps in this area, and to bring all the responsible people to criminal responsibility. Dear colleagues, do you have any questions or comments? Please speak to the microphone. Maria Bonder, Новый канал. Are you interested only in big banners, billboards, or smaller ads placed at the electric poles, etc.? You probably know that we have an initiative group in Kyiv recently. Specifically, we are speaking about an initiative of clean the pole. Now, Kyiv citizens on their own dismantle and disassemble illegal advertising structures and objects. In many cases, they use means advertising people. They use big nails and they ruin trees in the city. So, by those nails, nailing advertising to the trunks. So, if necessary, we will support those initiatives. We have a knowledge of the outdoor advertising market now, and we know that there are a lot of people that would be happy to clean Kyiv of such illegal advertising, but we understand that each and every advertising is supported with a hidden official, could be prosecutor, district prosecutor, or some police official. By which way an ordinary citizen could understand that this or that advertising is illegal? The first sign, the major sign that it is a legal structure, is a lack of the labeling. This is mandatory labeling of advertising. Number of permits should be clearly stated at that label. And since today we have a great amount of such structures in Kyiv. We suggest that Kyiv citizens to use our site and platform. This is demalliance.org. You may hang on that site a photo and specific address when detect to check if this is legal or illegal case. But in general, in order to make the process easier, we must publicize the database of advertising that exists in Kyiv City Council. They are hiding that because they, so to say, provide a cover to all illegal advertising in the city. Generically speaking, we are dealing with around 20,000 advertising structures in the city, according to Kyiv officials. Last year, we were dealing with 6,000-7,000 structures. According to our estimate, it is much higher of a figure, because in many cases they do not take into account the smaller holders hanged on the poles and smaller structures that are absolutely illegal, and it is very difficult even to count them. The separate issue here today at the outdoor advertising, we have advertising of illegal illegal building sites. For instance, some buildings, some apartments that are not supported with the legal, with the justification documents or permits, etc., etc. So, in a way, we are speaking about the, say, plot between the developers and advertising agents. So, in many cases, people, they could not, they just buy the apartments without any, without going into details. And the briefing is over.